Tonight, hanging by a thread, we take you to Lake Winnie, where Minnesota's fishing opener is one resort owner's last hope. And improving election safety, that's what Wisconsin's governor is working on as the May 12th special election moves closer. Plus, why there's a renewed focus on letting Moose Lake inmates free while there's still time left to be served.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen is off tonight. Thanks for joining us. Holding out hope for the fishing opener. That's what one resort on a popular fishing lake to the north of us is doing right now. This winter, we took you to Lake Winnie near Deer River, where High Banks resort owners said they had lost out on $65,000 at that point. Poor ice conditions were driving anglers elsewhere. Now, the pandemic has only put them further in the hole. The same is true for nearby Fred's Bait and Tackle Shop as they wait for COVID-19 relief. Today, both businesses told CBS3's Emma Quinn they hope heavy fishing opener traffic will be their saving grace.
After a harsh winter with little business, there seems to be a light at the end of the tunnel for tourist-based businesses on Lake Winnie.
It picked up just for a short time once the resorts around Winnie were able to open and get some roads plowed. And then the coronavirus hits.
And small businesses like Fred's Live Bait and Tackle took a hard hit.
Obviously, we haven't had any customers. We've had no business at all.
Now state funding is available for COVID-19 relief, but owners of High Banks Resort, Rick and Kim Leonard, say learning if they qualify has been a waiting game.
If we get something, great, it's a bonus. To rely on that, no, we can't. We're trying to avoid further getting into debt.
While keeping social distancing efforts in mind, owners are hopeful Minnesota's fishing opener next week will bring business back, even with the state's extended stay-at-home order.
Going through fogging our cabins and with viricide and everything that we feel is necessary.
Fred's Live Bait and Tackle will open doors on May 4th, and High Banks will be open on May 8th. High Banks says they're already booked for the fishing opener, which is May 9th.
In February, High Banks owners were working with the state to get financial help from the disastrous winter. They say that bill got tabled once the pandemic hit. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, anglers are packing up in anticipation of their own fishing opener tomorrow. But you're asked to put the traditional fishing road trip on the back burner this year. This morning, state DNR and health officials made one last plea for anglers to only fish on lakes that are near their home tomorrow. They want people to abide by the state's safer at home order and not travel outside of their own communities. Also, when getting ready to launch your boat tomorrow, you'll want to be prepared and give yourself extra time to allow for social distancing. DNR officials say that's where they expect to see people congregating.
I don't want to see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of anglers stacked up on each other at public launch sites. I hope that they take the time and the patience to sort of change their traditions a bit, because this is going to be different. It's going to be inconvenient, but we can do it in a way that protects each other.
A reminder that you can fish with people outside your family, but you should stay 6 feet away from them, and you should not gather in groups of more than 10 people, according to officials. You're also advised to wear a face mask and gloves. All right, Dave's here to tell us a little bit about the weather. Dave, cool evening out there tonight.
Yeah, and the wind is picking up now that our low pressure system's already leaving, so it feels a little bit chilly. But for folks getting out onto the lakes in Wisconsin tomorrow, we're going to do a pretty rapid turnaround during the overnight. Tomorrow should come up very nice, thanks to high pressure pushing into the area. Let's take a look now at the current Doppler map and watch our low pressure system leaving the region, and it brought a fair amount of rain to some towns in the few hours that it was here, and it's still in the tip of the arrowhead, and it's still over towards the upper peninsula, and just might continue to bring a couple of rain chances, probably till a couple hours after midnight. But then higher pressure rapidly comes in. That's why the winds are starting to pick up right now, and that sets us up for a fishing forecast like this on Saturday. Sunny sky thanks to high pressure taking over. Morning low temp thanks to the cloud cover, upper 40s. That's not bad. Afternoon tomorrow could be near 70 degrees, especially around Hayward. And in the evening, fairly mild as well. Enjoy this while you can. A cool down comes to everybody come Monday, and we'll talk about how long that will stick around in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. New at 10, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer says she's allowing more businesses in the state to reopen. This comes after these protests on the Capitol grounds Thursday. Businesses that are allowed to reopen are construction work, real estate, and other work that is primarily conducted outdoors. Those businesses will be permitted to resume on May 7th, but Whitmer says for now the state can't fully reopen.
I know that some people are angry, and I know many are feeling restless. And I know that people are itching to get back to work, and I get it. And I respect it, and it's okay to feel that way. There's nothing that I want more than to just flip a switch and return to normal. But that's not how it's going to work.
Whitmer says the state stay-at-home order remains in effect until May 15th. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers says he feels confident Wisconsin's 7th district election will go forward as planned. Evers says the state is working to improve election safety after reports showed more than 50 people caught coronavirus while voting in the state primary last month. They're encouraging everyone to vote absentee by mail. Evers says a number of people have already requested ballots for the May 12th election. He also says the only thing that could delay it would be a surge in cases, which he doesn't think is likely.
We keep track of where those surges are, and we feel pretty confident that we won't have to do that. So the election's on that day, period.
Evers says the state is also working to increase testing so they can better track and isolate cases. Drive-through COVID-19 testing will soon be available in northwest Wisconsin. The Wisconsin National Guard is working with local public health programs in several counties. The testing site will be in Solon Springs Wednesday and Ashland on Thursday. It's free, but only available to Wisconsin residents. Anyone 5 years and older with symptoms is eligible for nasal swab testing. We have the symptoms as well as a map showing the testing sites on our website, CBS3Duluth.com. With restaurants across the country closed, truck drivers have had a hard time finding a hot meal. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed an executive order today to address the issue. It allows food trucks to operate at up to 6 highway rest stops in the state. MnDOT will decide which stops best meet the needs of truck drivers. Now, typically, commercial businesses cannot operate in the right-of-way. In his order, Walz recognized truck drivers are essential to supplies getting where they need to go, and many drivers have to eat while on the road. The majority of Minnesotans who died from COVID-19 lived in long-term care facilities. Today, state health officials addressed this issue, reassuring families these facilities are safe. State Health Commissioner Jan Malcolm says of the 244 long-term care facilities with confirmed cases, more than half only have 1 or 2 cases. 21 facilities have 20 or more cases. She says the state is working with administrators and staff on best practices for preventing the spread. The state is aggressively tracking cases where they do pop up. More layoffs on the Iron Range. This time, U.S. Steel announced 260 Mintac employees will be out of work. United Steelworkers Local 1938 union leaders said they were notified of the layoffs today. Company officials say they'll start May 10th. Union leaders say they could last 8 weeks for plant employees and 11 weeks for pit employees. This comes as U.S. Steel plans to temporarily idle a number of blast furnaces at the Mountain Iron location due to COVID-19 impacts. That also means U.S. Steel will indefinitely idle iron ore production at Keetac. U.S. Steel says Canadian steelmaker Stelco is considering a 25% interest in Mintac's iron ore mining and pelletizing facility. Company leaders say that would enhance U.S. Steel's liquidity during COVID-19 financial struggles. More and more inmates at Minnesota's corrections facilities are testing positive for COVID-19. Right now, Moose Lake Prison's total is up to 34 confirmed cases. Willow Rivers is sitting at 47, and Lino Lakes has 1 confirmed case. Attorneys for the American Civil Liberties Union of Minnesota are demanding for low-level Moose Lake inmates to be released and treated properly. The agency is hearing what they call, quote, horror stories from the inmates at the prisons, alleging they're not being tested for COVID-19. The inmates also claim prisoners who have been confirmed to have COVID-19 are allowed to be with others in cells with 6 to 8 people at a time. ACLU's attorneys are suing for Moose Lake Prison to release inmates.
These people may have been convicted of crimes, but they're still human beings with rights, and one of them is the right to be kept safe.
Officials with the Minnesota Department of Corrections would not do an interview with us today. They did share a statement saying they've taken what they call reasonable and necessary steps to reduce the spread. State leaders say some of these steps include increased testing, especially at the Moose Lake and Willow River locations. Staff there wear N95 masks. Also, all new inmates are automatically quarantined for 14 days. Here's a look at the number of new and active coronavirus cases in our area. Michigan has nearly 1,000 new cases with 30,000 active and nearly 3,900 deaths. Wisconsin has more than 700 new cases, 3,800 active, and 327 deaths. Minnesota has 594 new cases and 3,000 active ones with 371 deaths. Worldwide, there are 3.4 million cases, 238,000 deaths, and nearly 1.1 million recoveries. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, no truckers are being trained in Minnesota during the pandemic. We'll tell you how that's going to change. And later, we're hearing from Joe Biden after claims of sexual assault in the 90s surfaced. Plus, Dave will have a peek at that weekend forecast.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3. Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app.
50% of patients with glaucoma do not know they have the disease. Call us at LifeView Glaucoma Center to schedule an appointment with glaucoma specialist Dr. Aponte. We're now accepting new patients at both our Hibbing and Ashland locations. You may also call to schedule a telemedicine visit with home eye pressure measurements. Call us at 218-517-5151 or visit our website today to send us an appointment request.
Reset your home environment with Green Home Solutions Disinfection Services. Our cleaning protocols, combined with our products, can treat surfaces with active viruses and bacteria. We have 3 levels of disinfection available that are ideal for any home or office that has recently been closed over virus concerns. Call Green Home Solutions at 218-576-5293 to schedule your free consultation today.
New ownership means new inventory. Link Rec is having our Clear the Deck sale. $4 million of new and used boats, engines, and accessories must go. All discounted with savings up to $22,000. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime sale. Something for everybody, something for every budget.
At Super One Foods, we're always looking for new talent to join our 5-star service team. We are a growing family-owned company that provides opportunities to learn new skills and enhance your working knowledge while serving your friends and neighbors. From flexible scheduling and variety in jobs to competitive wages and exceptional benefits, Super One Foods offers an excellent environment to grow both personally and professionally and can provide you with the foundation for career advancement in the communities we serve. Come join our team. Super One Foods. Jobs right in your neighborhood.
Northland, when you want the most new country, make the switch to Cat Country 98.9 KTCO.
Never met a girl like you. What makes you country?
#1 for the most new country.
At UCare, we've been decomplicating Medicare plans in Minnesota for a long time. In fact, we've been offering Medicare Advantage plans longer than anyone else. Our Medicare Advantage plans are affordable, and 96% of Minnesota providers accept UCare. So if your provider practices at any of these clinics or hospitals, you can likely keep them. To learn the basics and see how UCare Medicare Advantage plans compare to others, visit ucare.org/TV.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS 3 Duluth.
These Stratus brand scientific rain gauges are made over in Fergus Falls, and they do a pretty good job. Low pressure system coming by today brought 1/4 of an inch here to the northern neighborhood of Duluth I live in, not too far from the Rice Lakeian border. Well, 1/4 of an inch will come in very handy because, of course, that fire danger keeps trying to pop its head back up around here. Hopefully this helps put it down for a good chunk of the weekend, though to the southwest of us, it still may be a bit of a risky event going on out there through the weekend as drier conditions do try to nudge back in. As early as tomorrow, this low is going to leave as quickly as it came. Now let's talk about temperatures too. They started off pretty toasty this morning before the rains came, and by eyeing up the high temps that hit around the region here today, we can see that again to the north and west of Duluth. A lot of towns cracked the 70-degree mark, and a lot of other places hit the 60s before the clouds came in. And when the clouds came in, the temperatures took a bit of a dive. But again, tomorrow with high pressure coming in, a fresh batch, will clear up and will also warm up and be in the 60s for many towns through the weekend. It's Monday when we start to cool down once again. Right now, the current conditions at the airport show it's 48 degrees, east-southeast wind, 15 miles per hour, and the relative humidity, that is 86%. Our air pressure has really dipped to the low side at 1,008 millibars, but yeah, by tomorrow morning, barometer readings around here are going to go up pretty nicely as that low pressure system skedaddles over towards the east, riding along the Canadian border. As the day went on, yeah, it did bring a little bit of rain to just about every town. And so on that note, let's now take a look at how much rain did come across our region here today. And we're going to find out that here in Duluth, if my rain gauge read a quarter of an inch, yeah, down the road over towards National Weather Service Duluth, they got a quarter inch as well, almost a quarter for Ely. Looks like they got, we'll say close to a quarter for Ashland as well. And this may be all she wrote then for the rain until Monday when our next chance comes aboard with a fresh low pressure system. Tonight, forecast in Minnesota says the low temps, they're going to be pretty warm in the 40s with a 60% chance for a little more rain till about midnight or so. And in Wisconsin and Michigan, it's a 50-50 shot for a little bit more here until maybe an hour or two after midnight. Low temps there anywhere from 45 to even 50. Shouldn't be a bad day tomorrow to get out on the lake, because in the afternoon we're looking for high temps to run probably 65 to even 70 degrees in that part of our world, with sunshine returning. And in Minnesota, the sunshine will return there as well. And the temperatures will be fairly mild. 50s by the lake is close to normal, but 60s inland, that's warmer than normal. Enjoy the sunshine while you can. I think it'll stick around through Sunday. But once Sunday goes away, 60s and sunshine do take a bit of a break around our region, perhaps for the rest of the week. We get more rain chances Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and high temps starting on Monday could drop as cool as the 40s, Tony.
In the meantime, Saturday and Sunday look beautiful. Thanks, Dave. Truck drivers are crucial to keeping shelves stocked and fuel in the tanks during this crippling pandemic. Unfortunately, with state driver's license exam stations closed since mid-March, no new truckers could hit the road. Tonight, Bill Hudson explains the changes being made to change that.
Trucking's crucial to keeping shelves stocked during this devastating pandemic. But with license exam stations closed, no new truckers could hit the road.
We just got permission from Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration.
With that waiver, the Department of Public Safety can now get rolling again. It's piloting a safe, socially distanced way to give the CDL exam.
Normally, the examiner is in the cab in the front seat.
Examiners mask up to perform the truck pre-check, then mount cameras in the passenger seat of the cab. But instead of jumping in, examiners follow in a chase vehicle, giving direction using FaceTime as a GoPro records the view of the course.
There'll be two staff, two examiners there, one that'll be driving the vehicle and giving the directions. The other one will be monitoring the tests via the video system and scoring the test.
For aspiring truckers like Nolan Leppel, it was a bit unnerving.
It is different. We got in the truck, and the guy was strapping a bipod with a phone on it, and it was weird, but you know, it worked.
For now, it's just being tested for commercial driver's licenses.
We have not forgotten about you 16-year-olds. We are considering a lot of options, and there will be more details to come.
Because there are other hazards to getting licensed than just those on the road.
Meanwhile, the city of Ashland came together for a car celebration today to bring smiles to faces during this time. Trucks, cars, and fire trucks lined Main Street, decorated in balloons and signs as a fun way to end the work week and bring the community together safely. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, denying the claims. The Democratic frontrunner in the race for the White House is speaking out after claims of sexual assault surface.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Today, more than ever, you need fast, reliable internet. At Mediacom, we want you to know you can count on us. Our fiber-powered 100% gigabit technology network was built for the future. We have enormous capacity and power and 99.99% network reliability. So even though these are uncertain times, we're prepared. And you can be certain we'll keep your world connected.
Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app.
Start in the industry was in reporting and storytelling, and so to have those skills each night really adds value.
They're saying a Duluthian would need to work 90 hours to afford rent.
He went right from a reporter where he was covering everything in the Northland, and he went right to the desk. He really does know what he's talking about.
Get to know Anthony Mann weekday nights on CBS3.
Vaping has been declared a national epidemic among youth. 1 in 3 high schoolers vape in northeastern Minnesota.
My child started having seizures from vaping. There's still so many unknown chemicals.
One vape cartridge has as much nicotine as at least 2 packs of cigarettes.
My child was hospitalized with severe lung injuries.
They said it was no big deal.
My child said it was no risk.
That it was under control.
That's what my child said. But what could I have said? Get the facts and talk to your child today.
I'm Tom Tiffany, and I approve this message.
Who is Tricia Zunker? A leader of a far-left group that advocates for late-term abortion, a supporter of releasing violent prisoners into our community during a pandemic, and a radical liberal. Zunker would give free health care to illegal immigrants, further crowding our hospitals, putting your family in the back of the line, and making you pay for it. That's Tricia Zunker, and why we must stop her on May 12th.
Attention small business owners. Wright & Schulte LLC is currently investigating claims against Society Insurance for wrongfully denying business interruption coverage during the coronavirus crisis. If your business is insured by Society Insurance and your claim was denied, or if you have not yet made a claim, you may be entitled to money damages. Call the number on your screen or visit societyclaim.com for a free case evaluation to understand your legal rights. Again, call the number on your screen or visit societyclaim.com today.
Duke is a man of few words and many songs.
Let freedom ring. Gone country. Going down till the sun comes up.
It's 102.5.
For the news that impacts you most, turn to Live Local CBS3.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m. Watch Anthony Mann weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS3 Duluth.
Today, presidential candidate Joe Biden flatly denied that he sexually assaulted former Senate aide Tara Reade in 1993, as she alleges. Biden says that to the best of his knowledge, Reade never filed a complaint against him, and he's asking the Secretary of the Senate to release his records from back then. Ed O'Keefe reports.
In his first public remarks since the allegations surfaced 37 days ago, Joe Biden explicitly denied the assault.
I'm saying unequivocally, it never happened. And it didn't. It never happened.
Tara Reade, who was a 28-year-old staffer in Biden's Senate office back in 1993, says he assaulted her in a Capitol Hill hallway.
I remember his hands underneath my blouse and underneath my skirt, and his fingers penetrating me.
Reade says she later complained to the Senate Personnel Office, but that her complaint didn't mention sexual assault. Today, Biden called for the release of any record of Reade's complaint.
If it's there, put it out, but I've never seen it.
Senate personnel records are managed by the Secretary of the Senate, who didn't respond to requests for comment. Some have questioned whether there's a mention of Reade in Biden's personal Senate papers housed at the University of Delaware. Biden insists there isn't, and said he doesn't want them released yet because they're mostly political.
All of that to be fodder in a campaign at this time, I don't know of anybody who's done anything like that.
Last year, Reade recounted what she considered to be inappropriate touching by Biden. In March, she made the more serious allegation of assault. Today, Biden did not directly answer if he remembered her.
Do you remember her?
I don't remember any type of complaint she may have made. It was 27 years ago.
President Trump, who's been accused by more than a dozen women of sexual misconduct, said he found Reade to be credible.
But I would just say to Joe Biden, just go out and fight it. It's one of those things.
Reade, who said she supported Bernie Sanders, tells CBS News she didn't make her allegations of assault sooner because she had a young daughter at the time. Now she's speaking out because, quote, I wanted to show my daughter you can stand up to power. Coming up in sports, more accolades for UMD defenseman Scott Perunovich. Kelly's in with all the details coming up.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez on CBS3.
Your Lake Superior Honda dealers want you to be safe. And right now, you need a car you can count on and your dealer to go the extra mile. And while everything is changing around us, one thing hasn't changed: our commitment to you. That's why we're working to follow all government guidelines and doing everything we can to help you stay safe with a reliable car that's ready to go when you need it. For details, call your Honda dealer or visit shophonda.com today.
You wouldn't dump your yard waste into the lake, would you? Raking it into the street is just as bad. Anything in the street ends up in the storm sewers, which lead directly to our lakes and streams. Protect our waters by keeping leaves, grass clippings, and dirt off the street. Distribute yard debris over your lawn or in a wooded area on your property to keep it from running into the stormwater system. Visit lakesuperiorstreams.org.
Understanding the world begins with the right questions.
Do you trust Kim Jong-un?
Doesn't the blame reside with Jewel? Is it now our top terrorist threat?
With the right people.
So you have forgiven? I have now.
Right here.
Check this out.
More news.
I'm Tony DeCoppel with CBS News.
More original reporting.
It puts everything in perspective. We are on a mission with NASA.
Every morning on CBS This Morning.
We're going to begin with breaking news.
Wherever we have to go.
We've just flown along the coastline.
Whatever we have to do.
Tonight, police reporting the first rounds of tear gas.
Every evening, we are focused.
This is the main highway to the hardest hit areas.
On finding and telling the truth.
How does that hamper or hurt our national security?
Even among the ashes, you can see the signs of deforestation.
And earning your trust.
You traveled the whole way with your son?
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
I want people to tune in, and I want them to see a friend, because I'm a mother and I know how hard it can be. You're doing all these things and then you have the child and then no one talks to you about how lonely it can be. You know, who do you lean to? Who do you connect with? This segment is very important to me because I get to work, but I also get to work on my passion.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with Leanne Valdez on CBS3.
Sports are my passion and the love of my life. And when you watch a sportscast, the biggest compliment that I get is that you seem so excited about what you're talking about. And that's not an act for me. Who doesn't want to see someone, you know, deliver their news in a fun way? So if you love it, I love it, you're going to see the authenticity that I think I bring to CBS3 Sports.
Watch sports with Kelly Hinseth on CBS3.
Some positive news to end your Friday. The UMD men's hockey team may be a long ways away from dropping the puck this season, but the team has already announced who will be at the helm as captains for the 2020 season. At the forefront, it's going to be junior Noah Cates that will wear the C for the Bulldogs this coming season. The junior-to-be will become the first undergrad to captain the Bulldogs since now UMD assistant hockey coach Adam Krause when he co-captained back in 2013. Cates showed tremendous versatility on the ice this past season. In addition, teammates and coaches have spoken to his leadership in the locker room as well. Cates will be joined by 3 other players as assistant captains: senior defenseman Louis Rail, senior-to-be forward Nick Swaney, and junior forward Cole Koepke will wear the A's next season. And not too surprising to say the least, Scott Perunovich, coming off winning the school's 7th Hobie Baker Award just a few weeks ago, has earned the team MVP end-of-year award. The Hibbing native collared the All-American status for a 3rd time this past season, something only 2 other former Bulldogs have done in their careers. The St. Louis Blues signee signed that 2-year level contract just about a month ago. Other awards to hand out at the end of the season: freshman Quinn Olson earned Rookie of the Year after leading newcomers in scoring with 7 goals and 8 assists. Noah Cates earned the Most Inspirational Player Award, and sophomore Cole Koepke earned the Most Improved Player Award after collecting 22 points, 15 more than his rookie season. And senior center Jade Miller was given the Pat Francisco Community Service Award. The NBA has postponed its draft lottery and combine workouts due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Both events were scheduled for later this month in Chicago. The lottery determines the order of the teams drafting. That was supposed to be on May 19th. The combine, which would follow the lottery, is a set of organized drills and workouts in front of staff from NBA teams. The NBA has not rescheduled those events yet. Well, the time is finally here. Hundreds of people gathered on Park Point Beach last night with nets and buckets in hand, hoping to bring home some of that unique Northland delicacy, smelting. The peak smelting season only lasts a few days because it's heavily dependent on water temperature. John Chalstrom, the owner of Chalstrom's Bait and Tackle in Duluth, has been out every night for the past 2 weeks and says while this year has been different, it's nature's true signal for spring in the Northland.
This has been the quietest year I've seen as far as the number of smelters on the beach, but just starting last night, there was quite a few people showing up. But the beach is nice and long, and people can really spread out and get some distance. I haven't missed a smelt run since the 80s, and I didn't want to miss this one either.
He says he'll have fresh smelt at the bait shop throughout the season, just in time for Wisconsin's fishing opener tomorrow. Well, here is a surefire way to get you pumped up on this Friday.
Great moments are born from great opportunity, boys and girls. And that's what we have here today. That's what you've earned here today.
Every single Northlander should recognize that speech, because do you believe in miracles? That is Dr. Matt Schwartz of Southside Hospital in Bayshore, New York, absolutely firing up his staff. Schwartz's speeches are now part of his weekly COVID fighting routine. The reenactments have become a rallying cry for the department through these tough times. Got to thank those frontline workers. You are doing amazing work. That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Skin Renewal Center, reminding you to apply sunscreen 15 minutes before heading out for fun in the sun.
Do you have trouble falling asleep or wake up with a sore neck or headache? Then it's time you discovered MyPillow.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. 10 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota. I personally guarantee that MyPillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own. Take advantage of my famous offer and get 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price. Call or go to MyPillow.com. Be sure to use the promo code and I'll give you free shipping.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Here at the Colorado Group, the health and well-being of our customers and employees is our top priority. Kohler has been privileged to serve this community for over 50 years. Our sales, service, and parts departments are open to serve you by appointment in order to provide a safe and healthy dealership visit. If you cannot make it to us, we will gladly come to you with a non-contact shopping or service experience. Please visit Colorado.com to set up your appointment today at any one of our family-owned dealerships.
Come on down for big laughs. Hello, everybody. I like those glasses.
Trying to imitate you.
Come on down for rip-roaring fun.
Amazing.
You made it. Come on down for spectacular surprises.
$35,000.
Just won $200,000. Oh, yeah. It's a new car. You need this in your life.
Yes. Boy, is it going to be a good hour.
The Price is Right. Weekday CBS Daytime.
When news happens, CBS3 is there. We're cutting in with a follow-up to some breaking news.
Anytime, day or night, more cases of the coronavirus are popping up across the Northland.
The only confirmed cases in northeastern Minnesota.
Not go shopping today unless you absolutely must. Do not collect any supplies or equipment unless you absolutely need it today.
The Northland has seen its first coronavirus-related death.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, tune to CBS3.
For the news that impacts you most, turn to live local CBS3.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m.
Well, here's a Friday send-off for you. A daring deer rescue caught on camera up on Lake Vermilion. Paul Ludlow says he and employee Michael Andrews were on the dock at Ludlow's Island Resort on Tuesday. They saw the deer go through the soft ice and went in boats to help out. Ludlow says the deer kept pulling itself out, then falling through again. By the time they reached it, it was exhausted and they were able to pull it onto the boat. They released it safely once they were back on shore. Ludlow says it was just luck that they were out on the dock and had boats in the water. He said the deer was just fine. That's incredible video there. My goodness.
Tell by my face. That is amazing.
Yeah. That's the news for now. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Facts, truth,